Welcome to today's 3-Minute Halacha. Before we begin discussing all of the laws of Chanukah, and especially the Chanukah candles themselves, let's take a moment and talk about that one extra candle we light each night, the candle known as the Shamash. A Shamash is literally the servant, and it's used to light the other candles of the menorah. But even though it is a servant, it does have an honored place in the menorah, separate from the other candles to make sure that it's distinguished, and yet it's still there. The earliest source for a shamash is the Gemara in Shabbat and Daf Chaf Aleph through Chaf Gimel, which discusses the issue of people who began to light the menorah inside. Rabbi required, if you were lighting the menorah inside, an additional candle, so that its light would be the one being used. The reason for this is it's forbidden to derive any benefit from the Hanukkah candles themselves. And once they were being lit inside, he was concerned that people might not be able to follow the restriction and would use the lights of the Hanukkah candles. And therefore they added another candle so that that would be the source of the light. However, there is a second source for the idea of lighting a shamash, which is found in the Tur Shulchan Aruch, who notes that in addition to the concern of the Gemara, there was also a need for a candle with which to light the other candles. On a halachic level, this would solve the famous debate in the Talmud as to whether or not one may light one candle from another. In this way, you use the extra candle, and you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about using the Hanukkah candles themselves to light other Hanukkah candles. What's interesting is that the Tur does discuss this, and he suggests that there are two extra candles, which may be the reason that the Chalabi Jews of Aleppo, used to actually light two shamashim. Regarding the shamash itself, it would seem to be that it is just that servant and doesn't have any holiness or sacred nature. However, the Be'er Heitev in the Shulchan Aruch in chapter 673 disagrees and suggests that even if one uses a shamash, that shamash should not be used for purposes that are not appropriate, such as using it to play cards with, which was once upon a time a custom also during Chanukah. In fact, Rav Tzvi Hirsch Kaidenover even suggested that the shamash may have a greater holiness than the other candles of the Chanukah menorah. As proof, he quoted a Maharil, who quoted Sefer Yeshayahu, Perek Vav, Pasuk Bet, where it says, Srafim omdim mima'alo, the angels stood above it. Sarah Tzvi Hirsch Kaidenover that the numerical value of the word lo is 36, which is precisely the number of candles that have to be lit on Chanukah according to our custom of Mahadrin Mina Mahadrin. The first night we light one, the second night we light two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally on the last night 8, all which sum 36. And he concluded that the Shamash is the angels that stood above lo, meaning that it stands above the other 36 and is comparable to the heavenly angels itself. Have a wonderful Hanukkah in the coming week.